Hey guys, it's Andrea at Year One Organics, and today's video is all about pawpaws. So we're going to be foraging and showing you their growth habits, everything about this beautiful Florida native plant. I hope that you guys enjoy, and if you love pawpaws, make sure to like and subscribe.
So we're out here in the woods today in the wild, and we're going to look for pawpaws, and there should be some pawpaws ripe. Normally, the last couple of years, we've been collecting these seeds to help spread this endangered plant, but also we've been collecting the seeds and replanting them around in the woods. We'll show you some little sprouts that we definitely were involved in planting. Normally, we come out here and check to see how many are flowering. Fortunately, this year there was a lot of drought. We haven't been out here and checked to see what's ripe yet. We'll keep you guys updated. So you can see the sand that we're in. And this area is called the Scrubs, and it was actually an old beach. So that's why you see like this beach sand. Asimina reticulata. You can see it doesn't get much bigger than this right here. It is ornamental to me. I feel like these would make nice container plants pruned up properly. We got a fruit right here. Normally the fruits always touch the ground. The branches just get weighed down. You see that a lot, but to check the fruit, you don't pick the fruits. You can kind of give it a squeeze, but what I do is I just go like that, and if it doesn't fall off, it's not ripe. A lot of the times we find the seeds on the ground as well, where an animal came and munched it. See, so I'm just gonna pick it up, give it a shake. They don't fall, they're not ripe. We're in a patch here, so I'm gonna go around and check all these different plants out all throughout here, and we might be a little bit early, but it's good that we came and checked to see what kind of crop there is. Here's a nice little hand. They're not ready yet. Something tried to peck at it already. And a lot of the times when an animal gets at it early, this one will ripen before the rest. I think it's ornamental. I like how it grows. Obviously, you could shape them up how you would like. So we're mainly looking for pawpaws on the ground. Very rarely do you touch them and they fall off. We're just trying to pick them up off the ground. So here's a nice looking bush right here. And this one is taking its time because the other one's fruits are almost ripe, but this one still has flowers on it. This kind of almost looks a little different than Reticulata, but I think it's just a different seedling of the Reticulata. Florida has about 7 different native pawpaw varieties at least. And for this variety that we're talking about today, or right now, this is the biggest specimen I've ever seen right here. And it's about 4 foot tall. These plants are really cool because you have to plant them by seed. You can't come out here and dig these plants up. That's probably not legal, but also they have a very deep taproot. So if this plant has a 4 foot height, then the taproot is estimated to be 12 foot deep is what they say. So you would never be able to dig that up. It doesn't look like there's a huge crop this year, but there's definitely some seeds. Watch out, there's cactuses everywhere and they do have thorns. So we could get lucky today and find a couple on the ground, but it doesn't look like it. See here, over here, this is touching the ground. Oh, but look. Those seeds might be good in there. I think what happened was an animal picked it off. Yeah, I think those seeds are good. It's solid, I just squeezed it. So there's a couple seeds in there, but you could tell this fruit did not get ripe. But the seeds look to be mature, so cool. We found one. So I just gave this little one a switch, and this one came off. Oh, and look, gotta look around because there's a seed on the ground right there. It smells ripe. Has a really nice floral, fruity, almost sour soppy kind of smell coming off of it, but it's still a little bit hard. I like to let them almost get too far gone. The skin will turn brown, and that's when I enjoy them. And yeah, there's quite a few seeds on the ground, and those are hard, so I think they'll germinate. Careful with the pine cones. Scorpions love to hide in them. Yes, Florida has scorpions. So that's a good sign. We are finding a couple fruits that we're mature. We actually came out here with Charles Novak and showed him this pawpaw patch. Charles Novak, he is the only person that I know of that has fruited the triloba, the up north pawpaw, down here in Florida, and he actually did it in Central Florida. I mean, not in Florida. I know in North Florida people do it, but down here in Central Florida, he's the only person that I know has fruited it. He had perennial peanuts planted all around. It was a super daffodil light setting. He had a lot of overstory, and he actually had a pawpaw patch. So not like this pawpaw patch. All of these are seedlings, but pawpaw patches up north, I believe, come from root suckers. Like persimmons have root suckers that come up, and so it's a patch. But Charles Novak has had a lot of different pawpaw varieties, and he said that this variety was his favorite flavor-wise. When he was out here, he came out here to take budwood and also collect seeds, but he sent them to a pawpaw breeder somewhere up north, maybe in Pennsylvania. I don't know where he sent them, but he got some of these scions and he sent them to somebody so they could graft them, and he also gave them seeds to help just the genetic and breeding of pawpaws. And all these plants are endangered too, so by us coming out here and collecting these seeds, and we're not just collecting these seeds for ourselves, we're actually replanting these seeds all around. There's little baby pawpaws that are sprouting all over the place, and obviously the animals have spread some, but we went around and planted them intentionally. I see a lot of new baby sprouts. All these younger ones. But check this plant out, y'all. Look how many, every single branch is trying to make some fruit, and every single one of them is touching the ground. And again, what I do is I just give them a little shake, see if they're ripe. That one was ripe, I could tell by the color of it. I found a little stash of some seeds. Look guys, these beetles are recycling the fruit. But there's some seeds on the ground right here. Wow, right where the beetles were hanging out, there's a mushroom growing. Cool. So I'm gonna call it, oh, these are gonna be the biggest fruits for the day right here. Those are definitely some of the more nicer sized ones I've ever seen for sure. Anymore. Wow. Is that the biggest ones you've ever seen?
Yeah.
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 That's on the larger size right there, guys, for these. That's awesome. Actually, there was 3 on that bush. Look at that one. That was probably the biggest one right there. Wow. And you can see some kind of animal got into it. But if anything, he just helped us clean the seeds. Thank you. There's quite a few seeds on the ground. Dude, that was a huge fruit. By just how many seeds were on the ground, I know that was a really big fruit. Wow. And they're a little messy to clean. That's why I say I don't mind when the animals help us clean them, because they dry. And yeah, it's not like the animal really eats these seeds. They might eat them on accident, but if the animal chews this up, it's not good. There's cyanide in it. So most of the time, I think they just leave them right on the ground. They're pretty smart. There we go. I just found this one on the ground. Something got at it, and look, probably a raccoon. That looks like raccoon teeth. But this one is really nice and soft. So I'm gonna take the side that the raccoon didn't contaminate. smells, I'll be honest, it kind of smells a little soapy. And if you don't let them get ripe, they taste really soapy. This just has the slightest bit of soap taste, and then I'm getting banana notes, mango notes. The texture is very custard. So the fruit, they say, has something in it that may benefit cancer, just like soursop as well. They say this about this fruit as well. And they are distant relatives to each other. They're in the same family. This plant was very important for the Underground Railroad, and I'm sure the indigenous people loved it. But nowadays it's considered a famine food, and I'll be honest with you, the fruits they're not that good. They're not bad, but they're not that good. For me, whenever I eat 3 or 4 of these fruits, they have something in it where my body tells me, okay, I've had enough, and I don't really want to eat anymore after I eat 3 or 4. Nonetheless, it's a very cool plant. We should protect its genetics and conserve it, and we should breed this and make a more desirable variety. There is a lot of seeds. Good thing we came out here. There's a ton of seeds. Got like 20 seeds. So she didn't get to do a taste test.
They smell so pungent.
They smell better than they taste.
Okay, I think I'm gonna try this one. It's really soft to the touch.
Looks like it could have got a little riper. It's not all the way custardy.
Very mellow flavor. This one's seeds are huge. Wow. Overall, it's not bad. It's not like my favorite fruit. I could definitely eat it for sure. Like candy.
I know there's a lot of nutrients in it, and I've heard even a little bit of protein. But yeah, like I said, for me, my body tells me not to eat anymore after I eat like 3 or 4. I don't need much. There's something in it that, yeah, my body just says I don't need a lot of. It's medicine. I'm not allowed to say that, but
Yeah. This is a very medicinal plant, yes.
same with soursop. Some people can eat a whole bunch of soursop, but for me, I eat half of a big soursop and I'm good. I don't need any more.
Very interesting plant to cultivate and collect.
All right, we'll get back to harvesting and then we'll show you guys what we end up with. So we're getting kind of to the edge of the pawpaw patch, and now growing with the pawpaws are little baby blueberry bushes. And these bushes aren't babies, they just don't get much bigger than this. All these are baby pawpaws. And then there's just blueberries everywhere mixed in. And this year we did not get a lot of rain, so they do not look happy. The pawpaws, they have such a deep taproot. That deep taproot is what makes them very, very drought resistant. They are tapped in. So we're gonna take a few of these here. And we are going to plant this little barren patch right here. And we'll just do this with a couple of the seeds that we get from each harvest. So not all the fruits were ripe today. So we'll be coming out here and collecting more seeds in another day or two. And I bet you the germination rate on this is probably pretty insane. I bet you if we come to this same exact spot next year, there'll be little 8-inch tall plants everywhere.
It's a nice sized bush.
Yeah, here's another. This one looks thicker than that one I showed you guys earlier. This is probably the oldest one I've seen. It's just not as tall. So that's a pretty crazy cluster right there. There's 6 fruit on 1 flower. If you're interested in these seeds too, if any of y'all are interested in these seeds, you can go check out our Etsy shop. You can grow it in a container. So it's something that could potentially be grown in a colder climate. Even in Canada, as long as you have it in a container and you can move it around and control it and keep it in a safe place from the cold. Very beautiful. I could see it being a great container plant.
There's one over here that is super prolific. This whole path is full of them. Look at this one. Falling over because it's so heavy. See if any fall off. Nope, not yet. They're getting squishy though. So probably tomorrow.
This is a pawpaw bush, and the fruits are actually so heavy and it sets so many fruits that it just kind of drops it to the ground. Even this side right here. See how these are just literally sitting right on the ground. Oh, but look, here's a couple seeds right there for me. Beautiful. They're hard too. So an animal did come and eat a couple, but he left the seeds right there for me, and all these seeds are viable. They're all hard. And these, I gotta come out here in like the next day or two and get, oh, that one just came right off. It's actually soft.
Oh, that was a big one.
Yeah, that's a good size one there.
Let's see if any of these are ready. I'll give it the little pawpaw shape test. I don't think so. Tomorrow, there will be some, that's for sure.
This is a really important plant. This plant is endangered. It's going extinct. They're building houses everywhere in Florida, and it's only growing in a small region. They're disappearing quick. We're out here protecting the seeds. We're cultivating them. You know, we might have stole 1 or 2 fruits from critters, but we're doing this so the critters have fruits forever, and so that we can protect and cultivate this fruit and get its interesting nutrition and its interesting medicinal values. It's part of America's history. We got to protect it.
Very beautiful bushes.
The Native Americans relied on these. We've relied on them for a long time. This fruit has a lot of potential with breeding. I've said it a lot. I think not a lot of these seedlings have good tasting fruit. Some of the fruit tastes a little funky, but then some of the fruit from some of these bushes actually tastes really good, like a nice tropical banana-y, pineapple-y. I get a lot of different fruit notes in it. We gotta breed these, and somebody needs to graft the good tasting bushes, and it just needs to be grown more.